All right guys, let's get into it. How to build the best hitting strip I've ever used as cheap as possible in a few minutes. First things first, you need to get your turf. A lot of people like the divot action mats, but they're not super realistic. I tried it and this is the best thing I've used. I like the 1 inch thick turf. For me, this has been the most realistic, and this is the base turf that I use to build my hitting strip. So you need that. Then you need a wood board cut to the right dimensions of whatever you want your hitting area to be. Now what I'll say is make sure you measure what your foam tile is plus your kind of outer turf, because that's gonna tell you how thick you want this board to be. And again guys, if you're looking to get this stuff, we have links in the description. And if you're looking to buy a golf simulator or enclosure, we have discount codes for that as well, and it really helps the channel out. So make sure to use those codes. Next thing, you want construction adhesive. Kind of what you can get it on Amazon. I'll link an Amazon one. We have liquid nails. You want caulk gun, utility blade, and then a little bit of extra one is you guys can get these. They're kind of laser levels to make sure that your hitting strip is centered in the room. All there is to this, guys, first thing, we're gonna roll out our turf. Put our wood on it. And then we want to use our utility blade to cut the turf to the correct dimensions of the wood. Alrighty. Okay, next thing we're gonna do once we have our board and turf cut to the proper dimensions. And by the way, if you're looking to get your board cut, I got ours at Lowe's, and then we just had them, they'll cut the board at Lowe's for you. So the next thing we're gonna do is apply the construction adhesive to the board, kind of down the sides here. And then what we like to do after that is we do an S pattern. And I find the S pattern keeps the board on, but doesn't make it too hard to pull off if you need to replace your turf or it gets worn down a year or two later or whatever. Next up, we're gonna apply the wood and the turf together, and then you're just gonna wanna put some weight on it and let it sit overnight. And then obviously, if you haven't cut your space out here, you're gonna wanna cut that out with the utility blade. Make sure to measure that properly. So really liking kind of how that's looking. I'm gonna just kind of spread that around a little bit, make sure we're lined up kind of perfectly on those edges. And then we're gonna flip it over. Right now I can already tell it's kind of coming up, so I'm just gonna try to put some weight on that, spread that around, set weight on the whole turf, and then you cut out your area, put it in, and you're good to go.